Okay guys, in this video I'm going to show and demonstrate how to go about and fix an LG television. I don't know if you can see it here. Model is PZ55. This is a 61 inch, I believe, television. Yeah, but the PZ series, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to fix it when all the HDMI inputs stop working. It's as if nothing is plugged in. We're going to use the television, of course, heat up the oven a little bit, and a blanket to lay the television down on. But I'll show you how to fix that, and I think it also works with Samsungs too as well. Don't quote me on that, but here we go. Okay, so what we have here is standard television, NHK, World Japan. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate going and changing to the inputs. So right here I have a PS3. I'm also going to do the same with the Xbox One below. So I'm turning on the PS3 controller. You can see it's green. It's flashing. Now I'm going to go to the input, which I believe for this is HDMI 2. So we're here, we're waiting. Our system is green, controller is on, and we get no signal. HDMI is hooked up. I made sure and verified for that one. Now for the Xbox One, we're going to turn this guy on. Down below, he's on. So now I'm going to change to HDMI 1, and we have connecting, and then all of a sudden no signal. Give it a second. No signal as well on the television. That's just to show you that the module that the HDMI's all connect and run through, for whatever reason it's not working. Usually this happens, what I heard, when certain electronic devices are made in factory, some of the solder they used for the circuit boards may not be the best solder. It's not heat up at the right temperature. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do it. I'm going to take that actual module board out, put it in the oven at a certain temperature, which I will tell you, I got to look it up again, I don't remember, I wrote notes. I want to say 190 degrees Fahrenheit, maybe 200 or so, and let it sit for about 10 minutes so the solder heats up. And then after it heats up and melts, we'll turn the oven off, open it up, and let it naturally cool down. You don't want to move it at all, because if you shake it or move it, some of those resistors, capacitors, and the circuit components can fall off the board, and now you're left trying to solder them on. And I've done that before. 27 or so of these mini devices soldering onto a board. It was a pain. So yeah, I'll show you in a second. Okay, now the next step that I want to lay out is I'm going to go and I recommend getting a large comforter, blanket, puffy, and folding it over in half and laying it out on the floor, because I'm going to take this large television and lay it flat so I can do my work and take the screws out from the back. So that's the first thing I recommend before we disconnect it from its base. I'm going to show you exactly where you what screws you need to remove. Coming back here, here's the base, but if we look closely using my iPhone here, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 screws. Those 4 screws secure this to this base. When we lift it up, it will slide off of this plate that's connected to this deal right here. And we can lift the television out and lay it flat on our comforter here. Alright, so I'm here at the back of the television, about to use my trusty Makita electronic screwdriver here. Back these guys out. Now, the flat, I guess, spade portion will still stay in the television to keep it upright when I back all 4 of these out. Now keep in mind, this is the LG television model 60PZ550. That's 60PZ550. But I believe this works for all of the LG PZ series. And even others. There's another one that starts with a P as well, just so you can see that there. Alright, now back to the last screw. Okay, so we got all 4 out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And next we're going to lift up and lay it on the comforter there. Okay, so considering it's only me here, I'm gonna have to work at it solo. But usually I recommend, if you can, get an extra hand to help you hold that base down while you lift up. What I'm gonna do is lift the television up off that base, hold it with my foot, hopefully, and bring it and lay it flat on this comforter here. Be very careful. If I had to guess, this 60-inch, 61-inch is maybe around 50 or 60 pounds or so. And then some people don't think that's a lot, but keep in mind when you're waddling it around, it can take its toll. So here we go. Take it back. That's probably like 60, 70 pounds of glass. So I have it here. Up next, I'm going to go through each screw, kind of pinpoint it out, maybe even take a picture and put arrows indicating which screws need to come out, so we can get to the core of this HDMI module here. All right? Okay, so what I have here is the television laid flat. I'm actually going to go through and remove all the screws associated with the black backing of this television. Really where I want to get to. Remove that, lift it out, but get access to this module right here. This is what's going to end up going in the oven. Okay, so we're going to get on that right now. Also pay close attention to which screws go where. I think out of this back there are two particular types of screws, and you don't want to cross thread them going back in. Let's keep it moving. Yeah, if you look here, this is what I was talking about as far as two different types of screws. Pay close attention. I think there's even a third, 3 different types. Oh shoot, sorry about that. Looking good here, looking good. Okay. Can't forget this guy. This is how you can ensure if your HDMI outputs stop working, they'll work. Doesn't mean your television necessarily is trash. Granted, this is from LG, and I even want to say Samsung just because LG and Samsung are kind of interrelated to some extent, so they say. So they say. Measure as well. Go play. Got this guy here. Corner. And let me see. You'll see 2 screws here. Let's see. I don't think they're associated with this backing. But we'll double check. Yes, they are. My memory serves me correct. I thought they weren't, but they are. There's one right here in between the RCAs, red and white for audio, and one above the number 3 HDMI port. Okay, let's see here. One more somewhere. Where is it? I feel it. Oh yeah, 3 of them here. 1, 2, and 3. In between the composite red, blue, green component, red, blue, green outputs. Yep, I think we're good here. So now I'm going to lift. Be careful not to bend it like I think I just did when you take it off. So let's get this guy out of here. Okay. And we're going to set this up against the fireplace. So this is what the innards look like. There's a lot here. Not really too concerned about the rest. Just that deal there pertaining to the motherboard for the HDMI components and composite inputs. Pretty confident this has to do with the various aspects of the screen, supplying power, coils, caps, transformer, inductors. Alright, but yeah, this is what we're worried about. So, let me move in closer, shift over. Alright, there we go. Get a good shot here. Let's try and keep this even and straight. Bear with me because I'm going at it like this because I don't feel like doing all the video cut and paste editing stuff. So sorry guys, bear with me. Okay, so before we start taking screws out, we want to gently remove clips. We have 1 clip, 2 clip, 3 clip. We have ribbon, 4 clips. 4 clips and a ribbon. Okay? So we'll go out, especially be very delicate with the ribbon here. So let me see. Done it before. Okay. Now with the ribbon here, I'm peeling back the tape. I'm going to use my my little thumbnail. I believe that's how I did it. How did I do it? Okay, yeah, now I remember. Plop this up. Just plop it up. Really delicate. Soft and careful. There we go. Don't yank it out. Don't do any of that. Just with the fingernail, plop up. Make sure that little black strip here, plastic strip, which is upright, flips up, lift out. Leave it. You're good. Over here, very delicate. You'll hear a little clip. Now it's up, it's out, and try and get it by the white plastic, not the wire, the white plastic. Take it out. Okay? Same here. Very delicate. You hear that little pop? White plastic is what you're really trying to grip, and not the wires. You may get a little bit of wire, but you don't want to pull or yank by the wire. Okay? Same here. Lift that one up. Okay? Keep this here. Get this guy. This one, how did I do this one? I think by the sides. Yeah. By the sides of the plastic. You see here? The tabs on the left and the right. That's how that guy comes out. So, we've got that out. Alright, now, what I'm going to do next is get a nice piece of cardboard. I should have said that at the beginning, but you need a piece of cardboard, which when you take these screws out, which I'll show you, you lay it on top of the cardboard, and you put that cardboard maybe on a metal pan or just even cardboard by itself in the oven. Alright? And the purpose for that is just in case, if you were to put this on a metal pan, put it in the oven, if the solder anywhere supposedly melts and happens to touch that metal pan, and then when you turn the oven off and let it cool, the solder may now be stuck, may stick the board or portion of it to the metal pan, and it will be a pain, more of a pain to deal with. Okay, so that's coming up next. Okay, so now I got my pieces of cardboard and pan to lay it on top of. We're going to take this off, and I said 190 degrees earlier. That's actually Celsius. It's 385, 390 Fahrenheit. It's been a few years since I did this, but the symptoms came back, so I'm going to redo it. Okay, so I'm going to set this right here as far as the pan goes, and start taking the motherboard screws out. Being delicate and gentle as I do this. Right now the oven is, once again, as I said, it's preheating at about 385, 390. Don't set it to broil super high, because like if you do that, it will get so hot that the solder will completely melt, and the components on the underside will come off due to gravity. So, yeah, you don't want to do overkill with them. Make sure, here we go. Slide it out, and here we have it. So now, I'm going to set it up on the cardboard nice and neat and put it in the oven for about 10 minutes. At 385 Fahrenheit, 190 degrees Celsius. Okay, so here we have the main board for the HDMI and component inputs all in one on the cardboard, lay it out on top of a metal pan, about to go into the oven at let's see here, 380 is what it should be. I got it in between. It's the old classic Whirlpool oven. Ain't broke, don't fix it. But to show you guys, bear with me, I'm going to flip this over, trying to do it ever so gently. The last time I did this, years ago, I don't know, I want to say 3, 4, maybe 5 years ago, don't remember. I screwed up by setting it to 450, 500, saying, hey, it'll do it quicker. You know, screw that. And as you can see here, there are various areas where I had to resolder these components back. If you look, it's kind of charred and brown and such, but yeah, some of these even fell off, the capacitors and diodes and stuff, so it was a real pain. And it didn't help that when I tried to move it out of the oven, I lifted and dropped it just a tad bit, maybe half an inch or so, and more fell off. But yeah, so I had to go back and do it. But all in all, that's why I tell you, set it to 380, 10 minutes, 190 degrees Celsius, around there I believe, 10 minutes in the oven, and as soon as it's done, after 10 minutes, turn the oven off, open the door, and let it naturally cool. Wait the, I don't know, 20 minutes or so for all the heat, 30 minutes to leave the oven. Then pick the pan or cardboard up so that none of these components fall off. So I'm going to stick this in the oven here right now. Okay, so now we're going to turn this off, and we're going to open the oven, and we're going to let this naturally cool down, instead of taking it out of the hot and leave it into a cool area where it can cool super fast, and we may have this problem again down the line. I'll let the heat gradually leave the solder and solidify, and we should be cool from there. Alright, so give me another maybe, I don't know, 15-20 minutes or so to let this heat escape. Okay, so it's now cooled down, and we're about to go ahead and install this into the television. Okay, let's go. Alright, so here we are at the television. My main board is cooled down now. Now I'm about to install it back into the television here. And if you noticed, these are the 3 HDMI ports, and this is the board that it was giving me issues with. So I'm going to slide it back into its position, nice and gentle, you know. And when you do that, make sure you pull these out of the way, and also, where is it, the ribbon cable, lift that, I'm sorry, up and out of the way. Okay, yeah, some of this little cloth came off, I'll leave it there. Okay, but what I'm coming down here to do is to show you the USB and in and HDMI ins from the side. I want to line those up. Try and be as gentle as possible. I'm doing this one-handed, so I may put the camera up and try and get it right. Okay, that's in. Is it this guy? Hold on, let's do this. What is it? Is it you? There we go. Perfect, okay. Got it in place. And I got this lined up with its post underneath. This corner is lined up with its post. Focus underneath. There we go. This guy and this guy. So now I'm going to put the camera back on the stand and put my screws in. After I get my screws in, I'm going to go ahead and plug in the 4 connectors, white connectors, and the 1 ribbon cable. Alright? Alright, so here we go. I'm going to put the 4 silver screws back in. I have them in my possession now. I'm getting my electric screw driver. Okay, set this there. Let's start with this guy. But yeah, I want to make sure the board is secure to the actual television before I start putting pressure when I put the clips in, plugs in, the white plug clips in. Alright, so here's one. And you want to start it by hand. You don't want to start it with this because there's a high probability you will cross thread the screw. I don't know. Go play. I'm doing it to line them up versus trying to put them in and cross thread them. Started. Now I'm going to start by putting my clips back. Hold the white, clip it in, hold this. I'll do it this way so you can see. Line it up, kind of push by my fingernail on between both the white and so I get it nice and in. And the clip is in place. Do the same here. So like so. Pinch each side. There we go. Clipped in. Same with this guy. Now the ribbon. Okay, here's the ribbon. Alright, so let's lift this tape up. I'm trying to do this so you guys can see. Using my thumb. See this black piece here? The light will get it. We're going to lift it up, very delicate, gentle. I'm going to slide this blue in place. Okay, can't go too far, just barely even sits in there. And push down on that. All good. So now we got 1, 2, 3, 4 white plastic plugs in place. Put our ribbon cable in place. Lift it up, set our ribbon cable in, put the black clip on top of it, and we're golden, we're good. Now we put everything back together in reverse order. Don't touch anything else, don't worry about anything else, unless you have other problems. But yeah, we'll leave those alone. Now, Up next, I'm going to put the backing back on, pick the TV up, and slide it onto its television base. Alright, here we go. Okay, so now I have my backing back on, and here I go, securing these screws back in place. Alright, so we're going to go through these here and make it happen. Show you guys step by step where they go. Be aware and cautious though. Pay close attention to which screws go where, you know. Just so you don't cross thread. This is plastic here that I'm working with. These are metallic, the silver, so you want to make sure these are for the wall mounting. That 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, those are metallic. So you want to make sure you get those right. Okay. Yeah, those are, I think, the short and stubby ones. Oh, there's a 5th metallic here. 6th metallic. 6th metallic here. So here I am. I'm about to pick the TV up and put it back on its base stand there. I don't know if you can see it. 4 screw holes. Alright. And those go into that right there. So now, let's get this going. I'm going to clear out a few things right now and we're going to do this. Alright, here we go. Okay. Alright, let's lift this up slowly. Watch your step. Okay. And there you have it. Yeah, man, that television has to be near 70, 80 pounds or so. But it's in place. So now I'm going to show you the 4 last bolts to secure it. Alright, so we're here looking at the back of the TV, and the last and final step is to put the 4 screws, I don't know if you can see them here, in 1, 2, 3, and 4 to lock the television in place to its base. So I'm going to zoom in here a little bit, so you can get a good eye as I do it. Alright. Last one, and we're good. We're golden. Make sure these are good. Yeah, we're good. Okay, and that's it. Okay, here we go. Let's move this back. All right. Oh man, one last thing with the net. Pull that out. Good. Okay. We're gonna works. Ugh. Sorry, forgot to plug the power in. Now power is in. Okay. Let me turn the telly on. Let's open these so you can visually see. Okay. NHK TV is working. Hold on.
Something moves within the bushes.
Okay. Now
He's come across an ezo deer. The
turn
deer
on
live in groups in
Xbox
fields and
controller.
forests.
Xbox is on. Which one is it? Did I plus? Okay, so now Xbox works. I think I unplugged my PS4. Hold on. Yeah. So in moving everything, I unplugged the PS4. But you get the gist of it. Xbox is working. I'm going to plug in the PS4 from the back. All in all, HDMIs are now fully functional, and that's how you go about fixing the HDMI portion, or fixing your main board so HDMI can work again on your LG PZ55 series television. This one's a 61 inch, there's a 55 inch, and there are other sizes. But the same, I heard, works for other LG televisions and also some Samsungs. Okay? Hope this helps and hope you enjoy. Okay, and just to prove that the PS4 also works, I just plugged it back in. As you can see, there's the red. It's now green. You take a look here, you can see the blinking controller red. Now it's connected. PS4 is green right there. Changing my inputs to now HDMI 2, and voila, PlayStation